As parents, we want to make sure that we're always thinking and reflecting upon what stage in which our child is. So the different stages comes with different needs, different challenges, and different opportunities. And we want to make sure that at every of this stage, we're teaching the appropriate discipline that the child needs. So one of those disciplines which we can teach, across the child's life until they get into their adult age is diligence. And we want to look at what diligence looks like, and what to teach the child even as the child grows onto becoming an adult. You've tuned into Build the Child channel, where we look at biblical principles in raising godly children. My name is Marie, and we'll move on to looking at what to look out for in your child. So for me, what I commonly see with the child who lacks diligence is starting a piece of puzzle and with excitement, and then later on drops it. Have you ever seen your child, starting a game, and then all of a sudden they're interested in something else? That's what you can see. Sometimes when they're getting older, what you see is that they start chores or an assignment and they don't complete it. Also, you want to look out for when they start projects and they don't go through to the end. Sometimes they'll make excuses when you have given them an assignment or you've given them something to do. They will tell you that, oh, I forgot, I cannot do it, it is so hard, They will say things like, I didn't hear you. And you also need to watch out for when the child becomes so anxious when they're working, or even sometimes when they're watching or using technology. You realize that they keep on changing from one program to the next. They move from one YouTube channel to the next. They can't even go through a particular series or a particular show on YouTube. So when you find these things, make sure that you do not ignore them. So do not push these things aside. For that child who, started a puzzle and could not complete it at that very young age, and you hurriedly clean it up for that child and push things away, that child will get into the like the middle age and come in with assignments, will not complete those assignments, and you know what, you will complete those assignments for that child again. And then the child will go into college. What happens? You will continue to do the applications for them. They're looking for a job, you will apply for them. They cannot even keep the job until the end. They'll move on to another job, or you spend your time networking, looking for jobs for them, spending sleepless nights trying to apply for jobs for them. So you realize that they carried it from, the very young age right up until their adult age. So we want to make sure that we're watching out for these things and we're helping the child. The child without diligence and self-discipline will become a human who craves much but gains little, who is restless and dissatisfied, always longing yet never fulfilled. I'll read another version that says, no matter how much a lazy person may want something, he will never get it. A hard worker will get everything he wants. So when we look at this story, we see that the things that they crave for, the lazy one craves for, they will not be able to get it. So we want our children to be hardworking, and it tells us that they will be satisfied. We've also read in some other verse that tells us that he who is diligent with their work is the one who will stand before kings, is the one who will be honored. So if we want to see our children honored tomorrow, we want to see our children stand before kings, we want to see our children satisfied, we need to make sure that we are paying attention to these little things today, which we see them start and not finish. What can we do then as parents? So we need to encourage the child. So if you find that child who is struggling with that puzzle, you go and, oh, you're doing well, you've been working hard on this, and you see how you can help a little bit, not taking over the job. See how you can help a little bit, see how you can give a little push so that that child can continue on with what they're doing, and ensure that the child completes that puzzle. Ensure that the child goes through and completes that chore, or completes that assignment, or complete that job application. So you just need to give the child that minimal push which is needed. Sometimes you have to brainstorm with the child. Sometimes you have to see where to help, what to teach, if they need to If maybe it is like a subject in math or language, you see if you need to teach something for them to move on to the next step. You can also use consequences. And sometimes we also, when we give instructions, we give too many at a time. We want to make it easy, one step at a time for the child to be able to complete their work. But then speaking to the child's heart, and discipling the child to be able to gain this skill will be to use stories like you can think about Nehemiah's story, and you tell them in a way that they understand how Nehemiah was hardworking, how Nehemiah put his heart to the work which he was going to accomplish. Even Joseph's diligence gave him favor, even in Potiphar's house as a slave. He worked really hard. So we need to learn from those. And the Bible also tells us to learn from the ants. So a good thing to do, which I discovered last week, was I found a documentary on ants. And I'm looking forward to watch it with my kids and see what lessons we can learn from there. So the Bible's referred us to learn from the ants. So why don't you play a documentary like that and have your children have the discussion with your children so that they learn about cooperation and see how the ants works really hard by itself, even without instruction, gets to completion, saves up during summer. So help your children through these different things at different times throughout their childhood, even as they grow on to becoming adults. And most importantly, pray that they will become disciplined individuals. So the next video, which we're going to post by the grace of God during the week, will be a prayer that will help us pray for our children to gain this skill and become diligent, become self-disciplined and responsible. Thank you so much for watching. You're so blessed and you're doing a wonderful job. God really, really bless you. Amen.